together we'll be making grenadine today. And by today, I mean my today, and maybe your today might be tomorrow. Sorry. Hello. If you're watching this, it's because you want to know how to make grenadine. And boy, do I have a recipe for you. We're gonna make authentic craft grenadine. The last recipe you'll ever need. We tested at least one handful of different grenadine recipes and came to the conclusion that this was the best, most accessible recipe. For this recipe, you only need 3 ingredients. We are going to actually make our own pomegranate molasses, which is just essentially like reduced pomegranate juice, really thick. You can also just buy pomegranate molasses. In our testing, we did find that the homemade molasses had much more depth and flavor to it than the store-bought, but this stuff is still tasty. It's good to have a bottle around because it's an underrated drink ingredient, in my humble opinion. So if you are buying store-bought, just make sure or try to get a bottle that's just pomegranate juice and sugar. Okay, so I'm going in with 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of pomegranate juice. We are also going to have like all the different measurements on our blog, so weight and volume. I'm gonna do 1/2 tablespoon of just white sugar. If you wanted to use Demerara or turbinado, you could. Go crazy. This recipe calls for an entire lemon, so we're gonna put 1/2 of the lemon in now and 1/2 later. We're doing that for a couple of different reasons. The acid in the lemon is going to help keep the sugar in our syrup from crystallizing as it reduces. It makes it more foolproof, I guess I should say, if you put a little acid in your syrup as you're reducing it. Also, as it cooks, it just develops a different flavor, a little bit more bitter. So it's just gonna make our syrup just a little bit more dynamic. And then, yeah, we're gonna top it with some fresh lemon later to give it a little zing. Hello, this is the stove. So I'm going to turn this on low heat. If you have a gas or propane stove, I would suggest low. Probably even induction would be low. Electric, you could go medium low. That's all speculation, I actually don't know. I want to dissolve this sugar before we start reducing. The sugar is pretty well dissolved and your stove is on low. You can multitask. You could probably do something else in the kitchen. For me, I'm kind of an all or nothing cook. So I'm either hovering, okay, I'm a helicopter mom, or I have left the building and forgotten what I was doing completely. So I like to take whatever pot I'm using and just sort of tilt it like this and just visually take a little mental picture of that so that as I'm reducing this down, I can kind of more accurately gauge where I'm at in terms of volume. And you'll also be able to tell as it thickens. You just really have to like form a relationship with your syrup. This is what I'm wanting. I just want steam. I don't want this to simmer. I definitely don't want it to boil, okay? And see, it still has its red tint. It's great. If it starts turning brown, turn it down, okay? That's what I always say. So it's been about 5 minutes on the stove, and I just remembered that I actually don't have any of the rest of my ingredients ready. When this molasses is ready, you need to be ready, okay? So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm doing 150 grams of white sugar, 150 grams of Pom Juice. And I'm also gonna take the other 1/2 of my lemon and get that ready too. I think we're reducing, and it's thickening. You can see how it's like kind of sticking to the pan there. Okay, that's progress. You're doing great, sweetheart. I realized that I didn't explain why you want to use pomegranate molasses. Like, why are we putting ourselves through this? Pomegranate molasses, it just has like a more deep, rich, dimensional flavor that really helps distinguish a pomegranate syrup from a grenadine. Can you see? Get in there, okay? And see, it's getting pretty thick. I'm gonna take it a little bit thicker than necessary because we're gonna add the lemon juice, like I said before. So you're looking at about 20 minutes, 22 and a half minutes probably, by the time it's said and done, of time over low heat. Slow and slow, baby. And like, not a care in the world. I mean, do I look like I have a care in the world? I don't. I only care about the syrup. Oh yeah, thick. You can see how thick that is. I think I'm gonna pull this. I think I'm pretty happy with this. It seems like really loose, but as it cools, it will thicken. So if you just wanted to make pomegranate molasses, put it on your ice cream, put it on your desserts, put it in your carnitas, put it on your pork chop, whatever you want to do. I'm bored. So, but this is good. This is a good consistency. If you are using store-bought molasses and you skipped ahead, welcome back. You're going to put your store-bought molasses in the pot and pop it over low heat and then just follow along after this lemon part. Okay. So, for those of us who are making our pomegranate molasses, we did it. What I'm gonna do now is toss in my sugar. Okie dokie. I'm gonna go pop this back over low heat just for a second. Okay, so I'm tossing in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of our juice. The reason I did only a splash of the pomegranate juice is because I don't want to cook the juice. Keep it just unadulterated pomegranate juice, but I need a little bit of liquid to kind of get this sugar melted. And I'm just low heat. It's important to stir during this time to agitate the sugar so it melts faster. And you just keep stirring this for about 2 to 3 minutes and everything should come together. I've removed it from the heat. I've got some residual heat going here. I'm just gonna keep stirring and then I'm gonna stir in the rest of the juice. This is a very cohesive, okay, beautiful, okay, grenadine. Because I didn't strain the lemon juice, I'm going to strain it now. I see the seed and it's really bothering me. Bartender, here though, just pay no mind. I should go pick that up actually. What happens now? You're going to let this cool for about 20 minutes, let's say. All right, we've cooled, and now we're gonna add our aromatics, if you will. Here's the deal. I've seen recipes that use orange blossom water, and I've seen recipes that use rose water. We tested both of these. I prefer the orange blossom water. That's how I've always made grenadine. If you happen to just have rose water on hand, that's okay. You can use either one. I would say there is a difference between these two and the grenadine. The grenadine with the rose water, it was a little bit more juicy, a little bit sweeter kind of tasting, whereas with the orange blossom, I felt that it was like deeper, kind of rich. It also kind of tastes like a Tootsie Pop. I am going to add 1 bar spoon. I'm going to use a bar spoon to do this. That's 1/4 of a teaspoon. You could start with 1/8 of a teaspoon and just see where you're at and just see how you feel about it. This is what I'm doing because this is my grenadine that I'm making. But you should feel empowered to do your grenadine however you want. Okay? Going in and just give it a little stir. Give it a little bit of a taste. Very orange blossomy. But I like it like that. I like it like that. Now, as promised, I'm going to make a little tequila sunrise with passionfruit juice. So typically these are built, but I made this passionfruit juice with passionfruit puree, and it's a little separated, so I just want to give it a little shake. I'm also going to throw some lime in there, lime it up with some tequila. My producer said to use 1.5 ounces, but I'm going 2 ounces because I fucking love passion fruit so much. Okay, tequila reposado. I'm going 1.5 ounces. I have this cute little naked lime. Aww. And I'm just gonna do 1/2 lime. Should I measure it for? No, just 1/2 lime. This is probably, I don't know, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce. Lime to taste. Probably shook up enough. Oh yeah, frothy. I will not be double straining this. If you have a problem with it, then you can leave. Just kidding, don't do that.
Whoa. Watch out, everybody. We got some ice flying around the studio.
The moment of truth. Does it sink? Oh, it's sinking.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, wow. Look at that.
It reminds me of a sunrise.
And there you have it, a beautiful passion fruit tequila sunrise on this beautiful sunny day. I feel like I'm on a beach. You gotta mix the grenadine in. It can't just sit at the bottom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tequila and passion fruit wins the wedding. So there you have it. That's the last grenadine recipe that you'll ever need for your entire life. Go out, try it. If you like it, let me know. Make a little passion fruit tequila sunrise and tell me that it's not delicious.